Hey, it's Greg from Cutting Edge Stencils, and we are live, L-O-V-E, live from Ramsey, New Jersey, the Cutting Edge Stencil Studios. We've been working on this wall project. I've been showing you all the tips and tricks how to successfully do your all-over wall stencil. So we're coming into the corner of this wall stencil project, and let me tell you, corners are tricky, but they're not if you use proper tools and techniques, and I'm going to show you what I think is the best way to attack a corner. Now, I've showed you how our registration system works. That's what these extra little pieces are here. It allows us to line up the stencil. We've got our corner here. How are we going to get this pattern, which is important to keep both vertical and horizontal straight, level as we wrap this corner? Well, I'm going to tell you the best way to do it is the same way that you would do it in life. You're going to take one step at a time. And what we're going to do is we're going to finish this wall first. And then we're going to start this wall as if it's its own separate project, but lined up with this wall. So how do we do that? I'm going to take 2-inch tape. I'm using 2-inch low tack blue painter's tape. Use a low tack blue painter's tape for these projects so it doesn't peel off your base coat. Higher tack masking tapes have the potential to rip off your base coat. Now you've got to do repairs, you got to stop the project. We don't want that. Low tack blue painter's tape. So I'm going to mask this wall off. I'm going to drop a piece of 2-inch tape here. Then I'm going to finish this wall into the corner. Then I'm going to reverse the tape to this side and start here. This way I'm not fudging the corner. This way I'm not changing my level. Sometimes the corners aren't straight and they aren't level. This way we're ensuring they're going to be, because we're starting fresh in this corner like it's a whole separate project. So I'm going to grab my step stool down here. I'm going to take my 2-inch blue painter's tape here. I like to leave it in as long a piece as possible for a quick and easy removal. If I had a bunch of little pieces here, I'd be peeling each piece. It'd be a real drag. This is really simple. So I'm going to come up here. I'm going to drop this in. Can you see what I'm doing? I'm going to mask this wall off. So, and remember what it's called when I just push down the tape on an edge. It's called burnishing the tape. So I'm dropping this down. I'm going to have it long enough to do my entire project, my entire corner here. Tear it off. I'm going to look at this. I'm going to get it in there. Then I'm going to only burnish the inside edge. See that? I'm only doing the inside edge. Why? If I press it down all here, it's just going to make it harder to take it off and more potential to rip the base coat off. So I burnish the inside edge. You can tack down the side like that. There you go. Now, for demonstration purposes, I'm going to do this one here. It's going to be easier for Carly to film this, as opposed to me being up top here. But normally I'd start at the top and work my way down. I've got my stencil. I've been using this stencil for a couple of weeks now. I've removed my cutting edge stencil level from the bottom because I'm going to need to bend this. So what am I going to do? I'm going to line up with my built-in registration system here. I'm going to line this stencil up with the previously painted area. So you see what I'm doing here? Line that up. I'm lining the bottom one up. Once I get those two close, I'm going to tack that down. And then look what I do. I start to push it into the corner. And look, this wants to spring out. So what do? I tack it on the opposite wall a little bit. Gives me, I won't have to hold it as much. But I'm also going to take, you see that? We've wrapped this wall's masked off. I'm also going to take this large spackle knife and see if I can get it a little bit tighter. So I loosen this a little bit. Now I don't want to cut my stencil. I don't want to damage it. But look, I pushed it in nicely. I push it down here and here. I go a little lower, push it in nicely. I tack these down. You might need some extra pieces of tape for the corner projects. I've got them right here. Handy to have tabs of tape waiting for you so you can one-hand them. Okay, pull that off. Oop, see that? It is a little tricky, I'll tell you. It can pop off because we're springing this. So I give myself a little bit more flexibility here. Okay. I've got this bent into the corner. I'm going to do a little bit better here. You can see it's a little tricky. And taking a little more tape here and a little bit more here. Okay. You can see it takes a second to get that set up, but I am set up now. And I'm going to ensure that it stays there with a little bit more tape. We've wrapped the corner. All I have to do now is stencil this area, and then we're going to start on the other side. So back to the paint right up here. Now look, I've been using my plastic bag in my tray as my tray liner. It's a nice way to keep the tray liner clean. I've got my Ben Moore Ben flat, and this is dark royal blue. 5 tool, crack it open. And I'm going to pour this in, as you've seen me do many times. I'm going to have a little brush to chase the edge, because I like to keep the rim clean. You guys know all this by now. Okay, I've got my bag with a wet paper towel in it. Why is that? It's to keep my brush wet during the project. Right in the bag. Okay, over here, you know how to load these by now. You load it evenly. Then, because of the bumps in here, I talked about that last time in the tray, I'm going to a paper plate. This helps to work the paint evenly into the roller. Then paper towels, 1, 2, there's your roller. Back up here. I'm going to push towards the corner. Check it out. Straight into the corner. Does this look hard? Hardest part is setting up this stencil initially. Get that right, get it taped in, and you're good to go. Okay, I'm pushing it in, straight in. Don't over-roll, don't roll outside of this stencil. You don't want to be touching that up, although touch-ups are easy to fix. This is only paint. All you'd have to do, I'm coming back for more paint, all you have to do is take out your base coat color, paint over the mistake, and do it again. That's what's so great about this. It's not difficult. Okay, look at that. I'm almost all the way into the corner. Pushing it in. You can see I'm 90% there. I'm going to take a stencil brush just to get that last little bit. I don't know if we'll have time today to wrap the corner, but at least you see the first part of this. And I would do this down the whole side. Now I'm going to take stencil brush, professional stencil brush here. You know what to do. Only dip it in 1/8 of an inch, 1/8 of an inch into the paint. Then circular motion. Then I'm coming here to the paper towel. That's how you load a stencil brush. Coming up here, I'm doing the very little corner edge. Boom, boom, boom. What's this technique called? It's called pouncing or stippling, as someone mentioned. Hey, don't forget, ask whatever questions you want in the comments section. If you have a project you want me to look at or teach you about, just put it in the comments section and I'll do my best to get to it. Okay. I'm getting the corner very nicely. I'm about to pull this off. Very nice. Now listen, what you don't get, you take out your little artist brush and you hand paint it in, if you want to go that far. All right. I'm going to take this down. We'll see what we have here. Look at that. I got us into the corner. I'll continue with these areas here. I will then pull this tape off. Probably going to do this next week. I'll pull this tape off and then I'll line this up like this and continue around. Now, we're all winners here. We're learning how to do these projects. Get creative, stay positive, stay healthy. We'll see you next time.